Well, blew it off there. The edge kind of failed, so I got a little lip flake, but I'll get that out. I mean a split flake. That one's good. That's what happens with notching. You get in a little bit of trouble and then you get out of it, then you get in a little trouble again, you get out of it. It's all about how you hold your mouth while it's happening. Downward. Yep, that got rid of that other half of the split flake, but it got a knife edge up high, so the next round is going to be interesting when I go back that direction. Of course, we didn't really decide how deep we're going with this thing, did we? This is raw and crunchy pedernales dark amoeba. Not real dark amoeba, but not real light amoeba. A little bit crunchy on the edges, but oh well. Now I think before I go deeper in this thing, I'm making a tactical decision. My tactical decision is I'm going to knock some more of the crap off this blade because it's thick as it can be. It needs to go on a caveman diet. And whereas I'm real good at hitting things across and not shocking the piece, I don't want to, as you would say, push my luck. Why do I enunciate like that when I'm being dramatic? See the issue here? We've got a beluga whale belly on this thing. Came all the way over to here. Lowered quite a bit. Quite a bit, I say. Over to there. By the way, if any of y'all have ever dreamed of making a great Clovis, you might consider using a somewhat similar process whereby you do your base first and flute it, bring your edges in, get everything right, flute it, and then get all that done. So then you leave the blade thicker and a little wider than your final point. But get your base exactly like you want it. Once you got that base perfect and fluted, then set up on either face alternating big shots, and you can set it up with pressure if you want to. Just do pressure work, and you'll be doing percussion over pressure. But get it set up like you want it, and whack them. You can even use one or two of the wax to cut off the top hinges of the, assuming you hinge your flute terminations, you can cut off your hinges. There you go. There's one of your little Clovis flakes. Failed. Failed. See how thin that edge is and how it's rolled this way a little bit? That's why it failed. So now you think I ought to hit this one? No, because it's the same way. Raise it up. Stiffen it up. Yes, I do know that this isn't the classic correct way to do anything. Have I said at any time in any of my videos that I am doing things classically incorrectly? Okay, so now there's one in between these two. See them? Don't that look like the most closey corner notch point you've ever seen? Whatever. I'm just turning this edge. Okay, where's my little thingy-mabobber? Come on in with this. It ain't right making a closed corner notch. You know it, I know it. The Flint Popo know it. Somebody will be roaring up on my rock pile, seizing it. We're gonna give your flint to somebody that won't abuse it. Ain't that right, Willie Ray? That's right, Sergeant. We're gonna give it to somebody that won't abuse it. Be a bad day. They haul your pile away. That's starting to look like anything yet? No, not really. We're just gonna spray the crap out of this. And then we are just gonna hit the crap out of it whichever way we feel like. But we are doing it with the other punch because the end is more rounded and I don't feel like filing for a while. Get that end squared off and all of a sudden you're punching at the wrong angle. And when you punch at the wrong angle, bad things happen. All right, you ready? Think. 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 I'm going more straight down because I'm close to the narrow part. But see how those look more powerful than pressure flakes. So if you want powerful looking points like mine, powerful looking points, then you got to do powerful stuff to them all the way right down to the end, right down to the point where you're going to put them in your keeper case forever and a day. You got to do powerful stuff, because ain't nothing screams modern napper like wimpy little nibbly flakes. Nothing nibbly. Nothing nibbly, I said. No nibbling. You say, well, but I'll break it. Well, then learn to get your angles right. Dang it. You gotta get your angles right. It's like that guy told me when he messaged me. He's like, does it matter if this or that? I said, yeah, everything matters. There ain't no variables that don't matter in flint knapping. Flint knapping is some serious science. Split that flake and blow it up. Do I care? No, I do not. Do I care if I blow this point up right now? No, I do not. In fact, it'd be funny. Am I trying to blow this point up? No, I'm not trying to blow it up. I just said it'd be funny if it did. Certainly wouldn't be the worst thing that ever happened to me in life. Dang it, I'm not doing good because I can't see. My hand's creating a shadow and I can't see the engagement point on my dang punch. Dang it. That was 2 dangs for emphasis. All right. Let's go down here. Keep that leg lower, maybe I can see it. Yeah, see, I saw that one. Saw it being crummy. Skipping over. Big old thing went all the way over there. I mean, dang. Like this, I might have to flute that. I could come in with the base a little bit and raise it enough to get the right angle and just punch a mother of all. Wait a minute. Well, that might work. Hang on. Hang on. Ooh, that's risky looking. Why is it risky looking? Well, because, you know, when you hit at an angle, you are working on one side sooner than the other side. And in the Flint Knapper's dictionary, it says C radial fracture. That was ignorant. Where's my other one? All right, I gotta set this thing out more. Gotta have a little reach here. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Where's mine? This is really a long shot because I really didn't set this up very well. Kind of being silly at this point. That is not a very thick platform either. Oh well. Might oughta should have done that with pressure. broke. That one broke further in, but it still broke. Crunchiness. We do not like green eggs and ham. We may have to. I know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? All right, cool. Okay, so now we are going to do some edge work quickly. By the way, these grains are not all fully exposed on this thing, but I would not be stabbing at the edges with it like that if they were, because even though this is rough tough flint, it definitely is dangerous to grab edges with a big old vibrator like that. Okay, you see how dull that is? That's how I like them. Skipping and went inward harder, and see the leather made that go under that hump and into that area. I got kind of a rolled hump area down into this low spot. Popped it through it and down into the low spot. It's kind of rolling into it, but being aggressive with the push at the last. And that lipped it a little bit, but you see that on real stuff because I'm grabbing high. You're like, well, if you're grabbing high, how come you're not breaking the piece in half? Because I'm not putting bending forces on it really. I'm grabbing it into the leather, and these fingers are just keeping it from sliding downward. They're not squeezing. I'm not really squeezing. I'll let it float on the leather and roll it over and in. But see how far those things ran? And you say, well, that's not the right flake pattern. I don't care. It's the flake pattern I just did. If it ain't right, then the typology police can accompany the flint popo when they come to seize the rock pile and attempt to seize all the incorrectly made invidiously misinformative points. Isn't it funny that I'm not breaking this? I'm not being careful. You think, well, if you're not being careful, why aren't you breaking it? It's simple. You know what the answer is? The answer is I've done this a lot and my hands know what to do without me telling them. Okay, so I did one side and then I flipped it and did the other side. So now I'm going to take a hammerstone and knock all that edge off and turn it back the other way. And I'm not trying to really turn it far because I don't want to be making a big old thick edge. This has almost no abrading power. It's the same hardness as this rock. All I'm doing is stiffening this edge, and watch, go along it like this, a little bit on top to get rid of the knife part of the edge, and then at the right angle to push back this way. And it stood up more or less straight. Knock this one off. Again, this is somewhat slippery. It's not really grabbing the edge much. And because of that, it's not particularly dangerous. And look how clean the bottom of the edge is. There's not a whole bunch of hinges from doing what I'm doing. This has more of a burnishing effect than it is a braiding effect. I'm not making any flakes. I'm getting rid of scratches. I'm getting rid of vertical scratches. It's powder. Vertical scratches are the enemy. That's where it starts when it breaks in half. So what I've just done is I've burnished all those off, and I've created a fairly stiff yet thin edge. And since it's stiff yet thin and more or less standing straight up, I can push on it, give me some flakes, and probably not collapse it. Be right back.